Hello Guyana. You've watched, you have listened, and you have participated in the 2025 election campaign season. You've worked hard, you've walked, you've shouted, you've talked a lot, and you've sung songs. And now you're tired. Now you want your reward, but your reward will be based on where you place your mark of the X. So now, let's now take time to make the life-changing decisions. Let's understand what these life-changing decisions are and what they really mean for you and everyone else. You're about to make a decision that will determine if and when and how much raise of pay you, your family members, relatives, and friends receive. You are about to make a decision that will determine how much or less taxes you will pay on the food you buy and consume. You're about to make a decision that will determine if the salary threshold increases and the PAYE decreases for you to have more money to take home. You're about to make a decision that will determine if you receive free house lots or subsidized reduced cost house lots. You're about to place your X to make a decision that will determine if the government will implement social services like subsidized rental assistance. You're about to make a decision that will determine if your government will subsidize most of your medical benefits. This decision you're about to make will determine if you continue to receive blackouts, high cost of living, concussion roads, police brutality, and murders, and political victimization. The isolation and silencing by the government especially of the media and the Amerindian peoples. Your vote, where you place your X tomorrow, will determine which of these benefits you will inherit. So here, I will present a breakdown of what each political party is offering you for your vote. Remember to vote wisely. Now let's begin. Here is what the People's Progressive Party Civic campaigned around and has to offer you. They're saying that they're going to give you more direct financial and quality of life promises. These promises are backed and supported by their regular one-off cash grants. The PPC promises more cash grants. They promise that the Because We Care cash grant will be doubled to $100,000 per child, plus there'll be an additional transport grant of $100,000 per child. The PPP promises that public assistance and old age pensions will continue to be climbing, but they have not given a figure. Utilities and cost relief. The PPP promises no new taxes, maintaining fuel and utility subsidies. However, they have been unable to manage the oil industry effectively, and they have not solved the problem or the issue of blackouts. The PPP also promises housing and land ownership. A massive housing drive of over 80,000 house lots to be allocated, surpassing the older targets of the 50,000. But we are still not sure if that 50,000 was actually allocated. They're promising tax waivers on construction, materials, higher mortgage ceilings, and subsidies for low-income and first-time homeowners. The PPP also plan to clear the backlog of house lots applications and to ramp up core homes and young professional homes and upgrade community infrastructure. All of these promises that the PPP are promising you are the very same promises they promised the last time when they went to the elections. So why are they still promising the same things? It means they have not fulfilled these promises before. Remember to vote wisely. Jobs and economic access. Creating jobs through call centers, agro-processing hubs, and even a semiconductor assembly facility, introducing investment vehicles, allowing small investors to buy into the oil and gas sector for as little as 50,000 Guyana dollars. We've all seen and we all know what this have done in our society today. It's me, my friends, and my family. The PPP also promises healthcare, building new hospitals and polyclinics, recruiting 6,000 nurses, expanding telemedicine to hinterland villages, and launching a national ambulance authority. However, The PPP have not raised our local nurses' salary. The PPP has not employed our nurses, but the PPP is employing nurses from out of the country, paying them higher wages than they're paying our local nurses, and they're also housing them and providing other forms of allowances. So the PPP is promising to recruit 6,000 nurses. My question is, from where? The PPP also promises Amerindian hinterland support with duty-free ATVs and boat engines for ease of travel. The PPP also promises increased LCDS fund for village projects, upskilling and employment for community support officers, and expanded telehealth. But the PPPC does not come with guaranteed personal improved benefits for the improvement of the standard cost of living. The PPP promises does not present any direct benefits for the average man. Now, let's have a look at what the APNU has to offer. The APNU, Partnership for National Unity, campaign around and has to offer a bold financial relief plus structural access. This bold financial relief plus structural access promised by the APNU caters strongly to everyday financial concerns. Immediate cash and salary increases. The APNU promises in the first 100 days cash transfers of Guyana 100,000 to all adults. Minimum wage for public servants raised to 200,000. Old age pension increase to 100,000. The APNU also promises student monthly stipend of 50,000 per post-secondary student. The APNU also promises utility subsidies. They promise that electricity subsidy, if a bill is Guyana 11,000, the government covers up to 10,000, leaving just 1,000 to be paid by the consumer. The same structure will be applied for water. The APNU presents a tax relief system whereby they intend to increase income tax threshold to Guyana 400,000. 35% salary increases for public servants, teachers, and nurses. The APNU promises housing and transport, rent-to-own schemes, free house lots for applicants earning less than Guyana $400,000 a month, rent or home building support and subsidies, maintenance grants, reduced tax and 4-door pickups to 15% to aid affordable transport for minors and interior communities. The APNU Small Business Support. The APNU plan to establish a development bank that will support small business owners, including fishermen and boat owners. Now, the APNU package offers extensive growth and stability for the average man. The APNU's plan and promise is focused on all aspects of development. Let's have a look now at what the WIN, We Invest in Nation, campaigned around and has to offer. The WIN, We Invest in Nation, which I must say is a more populist relief agenda, focuses on direct personal development and assistance. The WIN campaign promised by attention with promises of immediate financial ease. They promise higher allowances and pensions, raised public assistance from 22,000 to 50,000. They promise to raise support for individuals with HIV and cancer from 14,000 to 30,000. The WIN party promises to increase old age pension from Guyana 41,000 to 100,000, which is similar to the APNU. However, the PPP does not have a figure. The Win Party also promises that they will have tax and salary relief. That means reduce the PAYE tax to 20% and raise the income tax threshold from 130,000 to 200,000. This goes at a lower rate compared to the 400,000 by the APNU. The Win Party also promises that public servant salaries will be increased by 50%, as well as engaging with the private sector to raise their minimum wage also. The Win Party promises VAT cuts. They promise a number of value-added tax cuts. Reduce VAT from 40% to 10% and zero-rate several items. Choose specifics of which items weren't elaborated. Now, the Win package comes with continued direct cash payments and lesser packages. So those are the three main political packages that you will be placing your X to choose which one you want. Place your X wisely and see if you win your package. Now, the bottom line is, what's in it for everyday Guyanese? The PAPC offers a broad long-term infrastructure support, housing, healthcare, jobs, and continuing subsidies, but without the shock or the boldness or radical tax shifts of the others, and guaranteed direct financial personal development. The PPP is not focusing on personal development. They're more focused on capitalism and infrastructure. There are no direct personal benefits for the average man. On the other hand, the Win Party is appealing for its dramatic tax relief and benefit hikes, which directly will benefit the average man. It's all about immediate fiscal breaking room and more direct financial benefits, but details on housing and health provisions are limited. The Win Party have not outlined their plans for the overall social development in terms of housing for individuals and land allocation. The final player in the 2025 election is the APNU, and to summate what the APNU will be delivering is a full court press, direct cash payouts, radical salary boosts, utility subsidies, free land, and strong social welfare programs, especially in its first 100 days. So there you have it. You make your decision and you choose which of these packages you would like to have. Place your X where you want it to be. But let's not forget that there are two smaller parties who are also contending in this year's election. You have Forward Guyana Movement, and in Forward Guyana Movement's campaign, they promise prioritize job creation in renewable energy and green tech, provide subsidized solar panels and clean energy access, affordable housing expansion for young families, comprehensive healthcare insurance scheme for all citizens. Forward Guyana Movement also plans on increasing training programs for young entrepreneurship and expand hinterland road and digital connectivity. The next smaller party contending the election is the Alliance for Change. Alliance for Change campaign on the promises of cash grants targeted at farmers and small business owners. The AFC decides to cut fuel costs with direct subsidies to transport operators. The AFC promises the strengthening of education grants and vocational training programs. They also would like to offer you the launching of microloan schemes for low-income families. The AFC will be pushing for transparency and negotiation of oil contracts and support for agro-processing industries and rural development. So these are your contenders. Remember, vote wisely and place your X where you want, which of these packages of future that you would like to have.